Good morning and welcome to today's Parent Coffee. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shelley Knowles, the Dolvin K-5 Literacy Coach, and I'll be your host today talking about writing instruction that happens at Dolvin. We'll be looking at what research says, our writing approach, how our students grow as writers, what and how they are assessed, and how you can help support your child at home. All right, let's get started. Here's an introduction to our writing approach and what students learn. Writing is made up of many interconnected skills, not just putting words on paper. This is the writing rope, which was developed by Joan Cieda, which shows strands like handwriting and spelling and vocabulary and sentence structure and critical thinking all work together to make strong writers. All of these things, students need explicit instruction in each strand. So we teach skills such as sentence construction, paragraph organization, word choice, and revision step by step so that students build mastery over time. The strands become tighter as students grow. So just like a rope becomes stronger when strands are woven together, writers also become stronger as they combine all of these skills like planning and drafting and revising and editing. So what to keep in mind is that writing development is a long-term process. Children are constantly strengthening each strand at different rates. So practice at school and at home, such as reading, talking, and writing regularly, helps the rope grow stronger. This is our writing approach at Dolvin. We start each day with a short mini lesson where teachers start with a specific writing skill or a technique that the students can use right away. After that little mini lesson, the students have a daily writing time. This regular practice helps build our students' confidence and stamina as writers. Teachers meet with students for one-on-one conferences and sometimes in groups to build different skills. And this allows us to give personalized feedback, answer questions that students have, and celebrate improvement as our students are continuing to grow. Students learn that writing is a process, and that's so important because they often will not often, they do revise their work and edit and as they go, which teaches them that writing gets better through changes and practice. Students also share their writing with classmates in peer revision. This is a process that helps them understand that their words matter and give them an authentic audience. This approach strengthens creativity, critical thinking, and communication, which helps our students to grow into confident, capable writers. Here's how our students grow as writers. So they learn different types of writing, such as stories and informational pieces and opinion writing. So they understand how writing changes through depending on the purpose and the audience. They practice this writing process through planning, drafting, revising, editing, and publishing, like I talked about before. This helps them see that writing improves over time. Now, students continue to build that writing stamina by gradually writing more and more and writing longer, which strengthens their ability to focus and add detail. That elaboration piece is very important. Also, grammar and conventions is taught within their writing, which helps them to apply rules in meaningful ways instead of just having grammar as isolation. All of these elements together help students become confident, clear, and capable writers, which is what I've said before, and they're ready for school and real-world communication. Here's a question you may be asking: how is writing assessed at Dolvin? So let's talk about that component. Here's how we grade writing using the Georgia three-trait writing rubric, and this is mainly for grades 2 through 5, and we adapt the rubric for K and 1. So Georgia uses a three-trait writing rubric to check how well students communicate their ideas in writing. It helps us look at writing in a consistent, fair way across the state. The three traits that we look for in trait 1 is purpose and organization. This is about whether writing makes sense. Can we tell if a student's main point? Does it have a beginning, middle, and end? And we look for clear ideas and transitions that help the reader follow the writing. In trait 2, we look at evidence and details. This tells us if the student backs up their ideas with facts, reasons, or details. Students are learning how to explain why they believe something, not just what they think. We encourage them to use what they read, watch, or listen. In trait 3, that is the language and conventions. This is about how clearly the student writes. Are the sentences complete? Is the punctuation used correctly? Is the grammar appropriate for their grade? We're not looking for perfection, we're looking for clear communication. So the three texts students use, students don't just read stories, they also use pictures, videos, articles, websites, and short passages. This helps them to prepare for the real world where information comes in many forms. The types of writing students practice, there are many different ways and styles, so they learn to express themselves in many ways. They practice stories, informational writing, opinion writing, and poetry. So how do we support and measure growth? So we use tools like WriteScore and district-developed writing assessments to see how students are progressing over time. These students help us plan instruction and give students targeted feedback. We have also created our own writing assessments to help build our students' skills and needs as writers. Our instructional approach for this is students write often. Short task, long task, and everything in between. This frequent practice is going to continue to build that writing stamina and confidence, which is what we're looking for. And also, we have a growth mindset that we can do hard things. So we often talk to our students about mistakes and being normal, how the mistakes are a normal process, an important part of the learning. No one becomes a strong writer overnight, right? So writing takes practice, revision, and patience. We encourage students to take risks, try new techniques, and keep improving. Now I'm going to talk to you about how you can help support us and your child at home. Here's how you can encourage your child to explain their thinking for writing help and support. One of the best ways to build strong writers is simply asking kids to explain their thinking. When they tell you why they like something, how something works, or what they learned, they're practicing the same skills they use in opinion and informational writing. Also, another tip is to read together. or independently every day. That reading exposes children to new vocabulary, sentence patterns, and ideas. Good readers will naturally become stronger writers because they see examples how writers organize ideas and use details. This can look different for every family. Independent reading, reading to a sibling, audiobooks, reading aloud together, all counts. And one of the last things is celebrate effort, not just the final grade. Writing is hard, even for adults. Kids need to know that improvement comes through practice. When we celebrate effort, students to grow and develop a growth mindset and become more willing to take risks and stretch their writing skills. I also suggest normalizing mistakes. Let your child know that mistakes are a sign of learning, not failure. Writers revise all the time, changing words, rearranging sentences, and fixing errors. It's completely normal. This mindset reduces writing anxiety and increases confidence. Confidence. What can you do at home? So encourage your children to explain their thinking, encourage that reading at home, celebrate their effort, and normalize mistakes. Here's how parents can support writing at home for our kindergarten and first grade students. So encourage your child to draw and label pictures. This will help them to connect ideas to words. Write simple sentences together to build vocabulary and confidence. Here's a suggestion to keep a daily or weekly journal so that your child can share thoughts and practice writing routinely. Practice sounding out words will also help support phonics, spelling, and early independence. Read together every day and talk about the story. This helps to build vocabulary, comprehension, and story sense. Remember, focus on the effort and progress, not perfection. Celebrate those small steps because every day is a great day to celebrate. Here's how you can help at home to support our second through fifth grade students. Encourage your child to write longer stories or explanations to build that detail and organization. Ask them to add more details or clarify ideas to practice revising their work. And again, it could be writing a grocery list. It can be writing just something for fun. So ask them to just add those details, create a story, encourage that complex writing. Also, promote revision skills. Continue to revise work by adding details or clarifying their points for stronger writing. Also, I suggest supporting typing practice at home. This is a great way for students to develop speed and confidence with digital writing. Talk through ideas before writing to help your child plan and organize their thoughts. Show real world writing at home. Like I said, list, notes, letters, emails to model how writing is used every day. Keep writing positive and purposeful, focusing on the effort and the creativity rather than the perfection. And as always, we want to help model the mindset, I can do hard things. For more information for our third through fifth grade students, you can go to the Georgia Experience online testing. And here is, I'm going to highlight this part. Here is the website that you can go to find some practices. So you will go to this website and then you're going to go to online tools training and end of grade, and then click the bar that says Study Guide for Students and Parents. And this is where you will find English Language Arts practice, but you can also find mathematics, science, and social studies. This is a great resource for parents to use at home. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope this was helpful for you to know a little bit more about how your child is growing in writing instruction at Dolvin. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. I have my name and my email address at the bottom, knowles@fultonschools.org, and I'm happy to talk with you about writing at Dolvin. Thanks so much and have a great rest of your day. Bye.